Hello guys, this is Indian Medico, and in this video we'll see a review of arterial blood gas or ABG. ABG is a test which measures oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in blood. It also measures body's acid base, that is pH level. Now let us see about the normal values in ABG. The normal pH is between 7.35 to 7.45. pH greater than 7.45 is called alkalosis, and when the pH is less than 7.35, it is acidosis. The normal PCO2 is between 35 to 45 mm of mercury. PCO2 corresponds to acid and it is regulated by lungs, so it is respiratory. PCO2 more than 45 indicates respiratory acidosis. PCO2 less than 35 indicates respiratory alkalosis. The normal bicarbonate level is between 22 to 26 milliequivalent per liter. Bicarbonate corresponds to base in the body. It is regulated by kidneys, so it is metabolic. Bicarbonate level more than 26 is metabolic alkalosis, and bicarbonate level less than 22 is metabolic acidosis. These three things are very important to remember. Other values obtained by ABG are PO2 and O2 saturation. The normal PO2 is 80 to 100 mm of mercury. Anything less than this is hypoxemia. The normal oxygen saturation is 95 to 100%. Now let us see about metabolic acidosis. In this case, the pH is low with low bicarbonate. To know the etiology, we have to know about anion gap. Anion gap is equal to sodium minus chlorine plus bicarbonate. The normal range of anion gap is 9 to 14. Metabolic acidosis can be divided into high anion gap metabolic acidosis and normal anion gap metabolic acidosis. The causes of high anion gap metabolic acidosis can be remembered by the mnemonic mud piles: methanol, metformin, uremia, diabetic ketoacidosis, paraldehyde, isoniazid, iron tablets, lactic acidosis, ethanol, and salicylate ingestion. We have to check for ketonuria to determine etiology of high anion gap metabolic acidosis. Ketonuria is present in the following conditions: diabetic ketoacidosis, paraldehyde ingestion, isopropyl alcohol ingestion, and starvation. Ketonuria is absent in the following conditions: lactic acidosis, methanol, ethylene glycol, and salicylate poisoning. Now let us see about the causes of normal anion gap metabolic acidosis: renal tubular acidosis, diarrhea, colostomy, ileostomy, ingestion of magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, acetazolamide, and hyperparathyroidism. Now let us see about the ABG findings in metabolic acidosis. The pH will be less than 7.35, which indicates acidosis. The bicarbonate will be less than 22, which indicates metabolic acidosis. The PCO2 will be less than 35, which indicates compensatory respiratory alkalosis. So it is a case of metabolic acidosis which is compensated by hyperventilation. Now let us see about Winter's formula. It is used to evaluate respiratory compensation. If the PCO2 is equal to 1.5 into bicarbonate plus 8 plus or minus 2, it indicates adequate respiratory compensation of metabolic acidosis. How do you treat a case of metabolic acidosis? We have to correct the underlying cause. Now let us see about respiratory acidosis. In this case, there will be hypoventilation causing elevated PCO2 and low pH. How do you treat a case of respiratory acidosis? We have to treat the underlying cause. Mechanical hyperventilation can be done to release some carbon dioxide. Now let us discuss an ABG. pH is equal to 7.35. This is low normal. PCO2 is 49 mm of mercury. This indicates respiratory acidosis. Bicarbonate is 30. This indicates compensatory metabolic alkalosis. So this is a case of respiratory acidosis which is compensated by renal bicarbonate reabsorption, leading to metabolic alkalosis. Now let us see about metabolic alkalosis. In this case, the pH will be high. the plasma bicarbonate will be high and there will be compensatory increase in PCO2. What are the causes of metabolic alkalosis? Vomiting, diarrhea, nasogastric tube suction for prolonged periods, diuretic use, hypomagnesemia, hypokalemia, tobacco use, Cushing syndrome, and renal artery stenosis. How do you treat a case of metabolic alkalosis? We have to treat the underlying cause. Patients are usually volume depleted, so rehydration is needed. We have to replete potassium and magnesium as needed. Now let us discuss another ABG. pH is 7.44. This is high normal. Bicarbonate is 35. This indicates metabolic alkalosis. PCO2 is 48. This indicates compensatory respiratory acidosis. So this is a case of metabolic alkalosis which is compensated by hypoventilation leading to respiratory acidosis. Now let us see about respiratory alkalosis. In this case, there will be hyperventilation causing high arterial pH, low PCO2, and it is compensated by low serum bicarbonate. How do you treat a case of respiratory alkalosis? We have to decrease the rate of breathing. Now let us discuss ABG findings in case of respiratory alkalosis. The pH will be greater than 7.45 which indicates alkalosis. The PCO2 will be less than 35 which indicates respiratory alkalosis. The bicarbonate will be less than 22 which indicates compensatory metabolic acidosis. These are the findings in a case of respiratory alkalosis which will be compensated by renal bicarbonate secretion leading to metabolic acidosis. Now let us see about the ABG findings in respiratory conditions. In early stage emphysema, there will be low PCO2 and normal or low PO2. In chronic bronchitis, there will be high PCO2 and low PO2. There will be compensated respiratory acidosis. In asthma attack, there will be hypoxia and respiratory alkalosis. In asthma with impending respiratory failure, the ABG will show normalizing PCO2. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. For more such videos, please check out my playlists. If you like my videos, kindly subscribe. Your subscription will encourage me to make more videos. Thank you.